Hello everybody, welcome. It is Friday. This is Dawn and this is Wreath Decor by Dawn. Come in, say hello. Alright, so I hope you all are doing well. We are going to do a big wreath today. So I've got my frame here with my 14-inch frame with my 18 ties on it. There are 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top. They're spaced about 4.5 inches apart. I have a video on YouTube if you want to see how I put my frames together. It's a real quick video. I'm doing good, hon. I hope you are. Alright, today we are using this little bunny that came from CB's Wreaths and Decors. My friend Cece made this, and we're going to use this in our wreath today. So if you want to check out her page, I did post the link. Did I put the link up there? Oh Lord, I can't remember now. I thought I did, but anyway, I will put the link up for you guys to check it out. But it's CB's Wreaths and Decors, all one word, on Etsy. So you can check out her page there. She also has a Facebook page, so she also probably has several of those bunnies in different colors, I'm sure. Thank you all for sharing. I appreciate it. We are going to use these black and white carrots. I really like these. I got these from Carolina Pottery when I was there a couple weekends ago. I also got these little polka dot, black and white polka dot curly cues. We'll use some of those. All right, for our, we got our little egg here we're going to use. So you can see we got a black and white theme going on here. This is really cute too. This little black and white polka dot egg, we're going to use that. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. Welcome. Make sure you come in, say hello, give me a thumbs up, a heart. If you're new, make sure you tell me where you're from so I can go back and give you a nice warm welcome. Alright, for my ribbons, we're going to use this black and white polka dot. We also have the black and white check that goes with our carrots. We have the white with the black trim. Hello. And then we have this, I call it a Dalmatian print. I don't know what it really is, but I love it. I got to find me more of it. But it's the black and white dots, or the black dots on the white background with the black strip going down the center. So we're going to use that. But I love that. And that's my last roll of it, and I'm almost out. So when we make a bow, that'll be the end of it, I'm sure. I've got some tubing that we're going to use. And then we're using this black and white basket weave mesh, and I cut these in 20 inches. We're going to use ruffles, and we're doing a white base. So I don't like to do just a white base. I like to put something on top of it because I don't think white really covers as well as other colors do. And let me find a starting point. I want two right above each other or close to each other. And we're going to do 12-inch poofs. So it's been a little while since I've done some poofs, so I want to thank y'all for joining me. Alright, so bear with me because this is, my new mat is on here, and it takes up the whole space now, so my mesh holder might slide on me. Alright, so I'm going to put this in here, give it a couple twists, and then I'm going to zip tie it down to the frame. You don't have to if you don't want to. I like to zip tie it down. And we don't need all of this at the end. We can cut it off or just leave it, either way. Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you share this with your friends in case they might want to come and watch. It'll also put it on your page so that if you want to go back and see anything again, or if you can't stay for the whole thing, you'll be able to watch it on your own page later. All right. Scissors. I swear the more room I have, the less room I have. It seems like everything just kind of takes over. Oh, that was a hard one. So what are you all working on? Are you guys working on any good projects? Get my ribbon out of the way here so I don't snag it. Alright, so again I'm doing 12-inch poofs. So I'm just going to gather this up. I want to keep my ends or my sides off to the side. So let's go 12. I'm just putting that in the tie and giving it a couple twists. Hey Joy, how are you? And then we're just going to poof these out. Y'all aren't very talkative today. Nobody's doing anything or working on anything? Alright, so you could do 10-inch poofs. I prefer a 12-inch. I just think it gives a fuller look. I don't think it comes out as, for me, as flat. I like it to be big and poofy. So I do like a 12-inch poof. But you could do a 10 or whatever size you wanted. You could even do smaller. Come on now. Doesn't want to stay tucked in. And I don't measure exactly. I just go out to about 12. But it's not diamond painting. Those are nice. But I just go out to about the 12 mark, wherever it, close to it. Again, this is just the base. And then we're going to put the black and white basket weave over it. We're going to do ruffles with that. Well, welcome from Canada. You did, yeah, it does say Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you new to my page? Alright, so then I'm going to pull this straight down to that one below it. There's one right here below it. I'm going to pull it right straight down to it. We're not going to go in that one, but I'm going to zip tie it right by it. And then I'm going to go around and then end up back there. Zip ties. Alright, let's see. Where am I? That was it. Right there. This is the last one. I'm going to go back in here. Oops. Nope. That was the last one. Okay. Hello. Alright, so I'm going to cut this off. Alright, so there we used about 3/4 of the roll maybe. There's not enough on here to do a full wreath, but if you had, you know, another one that's already open, or if you use the or do the poof curl method, which I don't, you could use the rest of this for that. Yep, just normal winter weather up there. Alright, I'm going to put this back on here. I don't know why I took it off to begin with. And then I'm going to move this out of the way here. There we go. Alright, so where I cut that off, I'm just going to take it and tuck it in up underneath. And I'm going to zip tie it to my frame just to keep it down. Just as a precaution. And then I will give you all another look at what we're actually making. If I can get my fingers to work. Alright, so I like to zip tie it down to the frame. Just makes it nice and neat. So there's our base, so you can still see through it. I don't like that. So that's why we're going to fill it in. Now if you were using a colored mesh, you probably wouldn't see the frame. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our ruffles. And this is a basket weave. It's a black and white that came from Craft Outlet, I believe. Craft Outlet or the Wreath Shop, I don't remember. We're just going to do a regular ruffle, and then we're going to put our ribbons on top along with our tubing. So I'm just going to ruffle these up the center, get a nice little bow tie going here, and then we're going to put this in every tie, if I can get them to go in. So I'm going to give it one twist to hold that in. Well, let's put it in evenly first. Don't want it to look messy. Alright, so let's do our black and white and our black and polka dots, and then we're going to do those polka dots with the white. So let's start with this one here. I'm going to try and do these all at the same time, and hopefully it'll go a little faster. And everything will stop sticking to everything. Move these over here where I can get to them. Alright, let's try that. My ribbons are cut at 13 inches. Hello from North Carolina. What part of North Carolina? And I'm sorry if I've asked that before, but I don't always remember where everybody's from. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. I'm going to put that in there, give it a twist, and then we'll add our tubing. And I'm not going to cut off my ties just yet, because towards the end, depending on how this all looks, I might put some of those little foam balls on the ends of my ties. So we're going to ruffle out that mesh that I put in there. I want to make it look like a little flower sitting there. And I will turn this around so y'all can see it in just a second. Let me get these ribbons sorted out here. There we go. Give them a nice little bend. So that's what it's going to look like. And we're going to do that all the way around. I'm going to alternate the ribbons. Don't knock over my ribbon tower here. You'd think with all the ribbon racks I have, I wouldn't have to put ribbon all over the place, but it does. And I'm trying to get all of my spring stuff and summer stuff out. And Charlotte. Yep, you're not too far away. Of course, it wants to slide away from me. So I just ruffle those up the center. Put them in here and then fluff them out. Get my pipe cleaners out of the way. So again, if you want to join my email list, just type in the word email and I will send you the link, or you can go to the top of my business page, click on the animated envelope, and it will take you straight there, and you can put in your email. And then every day that I go live, you will get an email a couple hours before, and it'll have a picture that tells you, I do too, I love the black and white. It'll have a picture to tell you what I'm working on for that day. Yeah, I love the black and white theme too. My tubing is cut at 24 inches, and all I do is take it and fold it in half, and then I fold it in half again, and then that makes my bow tie. And I'll show you that the next one I put in. Thank you so much. I will shoot those links over to you as soon as we get done with the live. I also go back after my live and welcome everyone that says that they are new and tells me where they're from. And I answer any questions that I may not have seen or answered. Sometimes I answer the ones I've already answered just because I don't remember what I did answer. Thank you, Esther. Hey, Josh. Are you working in the rain? All right, so we fluffed those out. We're going to put our ribbons in. Again, the ribbons are cut at 13 inches. Normally I do 14, but I don't know why lately I've just been doing 13. All right, so there's my tubing, and as you can see, I don't know how to cut correctly, or I don't know how to hold it correctly, one of the two. Fold it in half again, and then I just take it and pinch it in the center, and I give it a little twist. And then it makes my little bow tie. And I'm putting them in every tie, and I'm supposed to be putting them in every other. That's all right. I'll just cut some more, and we'll put them in every tie. All right, so I keep my tubing in these big 2-gallon hefty Ziploc bags. It helps me to organize them when I open it. All right, so we need to cut, I don't want that one because it's, so I need to cut, 8, 9 more. So I'm just going to go to my 24 mark, cut that off. And then I use that to help me cut the rest of them. I'm in North Carolina. All right, so when you do that, don't pull your tubing because it stretches. And if you stretch it, you're going to have all different cuts, sizes. So just try to get it to that end and then cut it off. I mean, you're still going to have different lengths, but they're not going to be huge differences. All right, let me try and remember this time to do the tubing the other way. So the other way you can do it, rather than just folding the ends like I do, which I go ends, take the other ends, fold it in half, pinch it in the middle, or you could take it and leave your ends this way and do like a little, I don't want to say zigzag, but to where your ends are at each side rather than all at the same side. I don't think it really matters. People don't notice it. They just see the tubing in there. Gonna go. This is a piece that, usually on a roll, if you cut them at 20 inches, you will get 18 pieces. Well, my roll was not exactly as long as it was supposed to be because I cut them at 20 inches. And I only had about half of what I should have had on this last piece. But that's okay. It's going to go in here. You're not going to notice it. Nobody's going to notice the difference. And we'll put the bow there. At the ready. There is our base with all of our mesh. Sorry, it's taken me a little long today. I'm still trying to get my strength back in my hands, so we are working on that. All right, so all of our mesh and ribbons is in. Yeah. All right, so we're going to pull these off. These are just wired in here without ruining them, hopefully. All right, so let's do, should we do the bow first so that we can see where that's going to go? Let's make a bow. I promise I will not take forever making a bow. I say that, and then I probably will. I know y'all are probably getting sick of watching and listening to me, so. All right, I got lots of ribbon over here. And of course we are going to use the ribbons that we used in the wreath itself as well. Let me move these out of the way so y'all can see. If you can't see, let me know. And then I also have some of these. I've got a solid black. I have this one, the check, that goes with the big one that we used. Then I also have this, I don't know what they call this plaid, check plaid. It's got dash, it's dash check, that's what it is. So I have some of that, and then I have a solid black. And then I also like this Swiss dot with the, it's the white with the black Swiss dots. So I like that one. Thank you. So those we will be using. Then I also have this one with the big white dots on it that matches our egg. So we'll be using that. So we're going to start with that one. And I don't know names of bows. I don't care to learn names of bows because I'll never remember them anyway. So I'm sorry if this has got a name to it and I don't know it. But, well, thank you so much for joining us, Donna. You can come back and watch anytime. It'll be on my Facebook page and on my YouTube. Thank you so much. Sorry I'm keeping everybody so long today. I try to get done in an hour, but sometimes it just doesn't go that way. So I like a little bit of a long tail. And I always start with my 2.5-inch ribbon, and I do 5.5-inch loops. Now, some of you might say 5, 6, what's the difference? To me, it makes a difference. I don't know why, it just does. So I do a 5.5-inch loop. When I do a 6, it just does not sit right for me. I don't know why. Could just be me. So I do a 5.5. I'm going to do 1 on each side with this one. Move these over so y'all can see. So we have our 6-inch, or sorry, 5.5-inch loop. There. Oh, Denise, I'm sorry. Feel better. Hate to hear when anybody's sick. And these ribbons mostly come from the Wreath Shop or Craft Outlet. I think the majority of these are from, yeah, Craft Outlet. All right, so we're going to do let's do this one. I think he's keeps wanting to ride up and it feels like it's getting up to my neck. All right, so this one we're just going to measure it length, and then we're going to gather it up. We're going to give it a twist. I'm using an easy bow maker too, by the way, if anyone hasn't seen it before. Get those tails going that way. Now this one's going to be 5-inch, so I'm going to go down about 1/2 inch with each one. Right there. I scrunch it down, grab it, and then twist this side. Yeah, I love Craft Outlet too. If you don't have resale license to buy wholesale, then Craft Outlet's your next best bet. Their prices are very, very close to what wholesale is. At least for where I go to the wholesaler. So we did another 2 or 1 on each side. Hello. I hope y'all didn't have any plans today because I'm taking forever. I used to do, all my lives used to be like 1.5 hours, and then I cut them all down to 1 hour, and now it's like, I feel bad when I go over that hour. All right, so this one's going to be about 4.5. So this is the other ribbon that we used in the wreath itself. I'm so sad. I love that ribbon. No, I don't have any more. But it'll be pretty in this one. All right, we're going to do, let's put in a solid white. Did we use that one? Yeah, we did. Okay, these are the ones I already used. All right, which one do I want to put? Let's see which one I want to put on top. Let's go ahead and add this one back in because our carrots are the plaid. So let's add this one, and then we'll put the white Swiss dot on top of that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Well, I'm glad you tuned in too. I really am. I enjoy doing it. It took me a long time to get up, not the nerve to do it. My biggest thing, I wasn't afraid of doing the lives. I just don't like being on camera. And my grandson just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and he would make me promise, Grandma, you're going to do it, you're going to do it, right? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, and then I wouldn't do it. Well, you know what it's like when you don't keep your promises to your grandchildren, right? Oh, I'm glad it's not COVID. I mean, I hate that it's bronchitis, but I'm glad it's not COVID. So yeah, it took me a while. I was probably, it was probably almost a year into my business before I started doing the lives. And now he's like, of course, he thought, I've told this before. My grandson, he was the one who pushed me to do this. We used to call him. He used to be on every live. Now he works, so he's not on every live. But we used to call him the president of the fan club. What did I do with my other scissors? I use two different scissors. I don't ever use my good scissors on plastic and stuff. But yeah, he just thought for sure I was going to go live and I was going to go viral. He absolutely was convinced that was going to happen for me. I'm like, I knew it wasn't going to happen. Of course, he keeps trying to get me to do more over on YouTube as well. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing it. It was him pushing and pushing and pushing me to do it. So he gets the credit for that. But yeah, now it's like nothing. But I'm not afraid of like public speaking and stuff like that, or speaking. I just don't like being on the camera. I don't like being seen on camera. And for a long time, you didn't see me. You just saw my table. All right. Enough about that. I think we're going to end it there. That's 6 ribbons. Should we put a plain black in? See, this is why I don't do bows on my lives. Oh, I hope they don't have COVID. God, that's terrible. A friend of ours in California, her father-in-law just passed from COVID. My husband lost an uncle this summer to COVID. It's awful. His mom, she's out there in California too, and they don't allow her to go anywhere. That woman hasn't left the house in over a year probably, except to go to a doctor's appointment because everyone's paranoid about the COVID, and she's got other health issues, so we don't want her getting that. Yeah, we'll leave it on there. Yeah, we'll leave it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to grab a zip tie. This is an 8-inch one. You could use probably 11-inch. I don't have any over here right now, so we're just going to go with the 8-inch. And I like to use zip ties because like I said, don't have the strength in my hands. If you're new, I had to have carpal tunnel surgery on my right hand about a month ago, and I'm still recovering from that and trying to get my strength back in my hand. So I don't have a lot of strength right now, so I have to use zip ties in that. Yeah, it is really bad in California. All of our families out there, both sides, my husband's and mine. Let me push this down so I can scoot that over. So when I take this out of there, there's like a divot in there where it was in between these two pieces of wood posts. So I get my my zip tie in that divot, and then I pull it around to the back. Get my ribbon twisted the right way. I guess it helps to put your glasses on to see. And then I don't pull it all the way tight, just enough to hold everything in so that when I move my ribbons around, it's not going to mess up my bow. So like this one is twisted right here, so we can fix that. So Hardworking Mom calls this breaking the bow. So you take and you give them a twist at the base, and that helps get those scrunched up ribbons out. And then once everything is fluffed out, and I make sure all the ribbons are where I need them to be, I will go ahead and tighten that after I put in my wire or pipe cleaner to put it on the wreath. All right, so now that this is on there, we can go ahead and tighten our zip tie. Get it as tight as we can. Keep that bow in place. Keep it looking pretty. And then that'll go on our wreath. And we will fluff it back out. Now that I've messed it up and flattened it up again. But at least the ribbons are where they're supposed to be. There we go. All right. We'll get that out of the way. Let's get these ribbons out of the way. Let's pull our wreath back up here. All right, so we'll put the bow on first. And where did I say I was going to put that? So you can't even tell where that other one was. Get rid of that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this on. I think I want to do the side, or do I want to do the bottom? I think I'm going to do the side. And the only reason is because the other black and white one I have is down at the bottom, and I don't want them to look like they're the same wreath, because I'm not making a copy of it. And then we'll put the bunny on. His stick will cut down. We won't need it that long. And then we have our egg to put in there, and then we'll be done. Make sure my glue's on, and then our carrots in that. So we won't need this long ribbon on here, so we can cut that off, but I am going to leave the bow on the top of the egg. Sorry it's running long tonight, guys. Wasn't intending on being on this long. So we will put a skewer in this and then glue this in. Okay, so let's get our bow on first. So I'm going to use my handy dandy little weaving needles here. So if you've not seen these before or used these are just some weaving needles. They're about 3.5 inches long. They are plastic. They have a big eye on them so that it can get your pipe cleaners in there. They work great with grapevines and mesh wreaths both. But it makes it a lot easier to get your attachments on your wreath. So real quick, I'm just going to poke this down through my frame. And just like that, where's my other pipe cleaner? I've got that one pipe cleaner through there. Now I'll put the other one on, and I'm going to go right down next to it. And I'm going in between where my ties are. You don't want to go in where your ties are, because then it'll make your bow sunk in the middle. But I'm going to go right straight through all the mesh and everything. Pull that pipe cleaner through, and just like that, my bow is on my wreath. No fuss, no muss. And if you've never seen those needles before, I sell them in my shop. You get a pack of 3 in a resealable bag that you can keep them in. Random colors. and they are $5.50, and that includes your shipping. So I want to take my wires, put them around the frames, not around the mesh, but around the wreath frame itself. If you have fat fingers, it's a little hard to do, but usually I can do it without looking. But this ring has some tight, or this frame has some tight rings. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. Now, if I were to put that bow in where the ties are themselves, it would pull it down really bad in the center. See how that pulls? That's what it would look like. But because it's in between, so it's laying on top of a poof, it's going to stand up nice and pretty, and it's not going to pull down. So we'll twist that around the frame. Like I said, don't twist it too. I am going to Sims at the end of the month for the floral show. Yes, ma'am. I will be there. If you're not aware, if you have a wholesale license, Sims is a wholesaler here in North Carolina. They're in Graham, North Carolina, which is up north of me, about an hour and a half. And they are doing their spring floral show. They do a spring and a winter. The spring one is only here in North Carolina. The fall one they do in Georgia. They have 2 stores, Georgia and here. So yeah, I will be there. All right, so there is our bow. All right, so let's take, I'll clip those wires later. So right now, let's put our bunny on. I'm going to have to cut his stick. I don't need it to be very long. Make sure my glue is still going here so we don't have to wait on it. Yeah, they do it on Friday and Saturday. Saturday is like a half a day, though. Susan will be here, too. She's coming up, or coming down to go with me. So that was easy enough. I was worried that was going to be too hard. I needed to take a lint roller. And so anyway, this bunny came from Cece's shop. Cece Evans, she's on here. Her shop is CB's Wreaths and Decors. And her link is pinned in the comments there at the bottom. So you can check out her page. She has other embellishments and signs and things. All right, so we're going to use this right here. I got to figure out which way I want it to go. If I want it to go above or below. Might put a wire through the back of it, right behind the bow, and that'll hold it down here as well. Oh, you're very welcome, Cece. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm trying to get this in where I want it. It's going to go right there. Yeah, if he sticks out too far, then what I'll do is I will put a wire behind it. He sticks to everything. Well, the mesh sticks to, or the mesh is what's sticking to everything. Yep, that's going to go right there. Might cut this just a little more. Maybe. I know, I love this bunny too. Isn't he adorable? His little butt, cotton tail. I say butt, it's a tail. I love the bunny butts. All right, so he's going right there. Let's put some glue on him. Where's my mat at? Shoot, I forgot to get my little mat out. I don't like to glue over my new mat or over my work mat, so I use another silicone pad. I got so much junk over here, y'all. All right, so we're going to put some glue on that. Be generous with your glue. Don't be afraid to put it on there. So you want to make sure it sticks. And what I use is Gorilla Glue to make sure it stays. I've not had any issues with anything coming undone, knock on wood. All right, so we'll do that. All right, so for now, we'll just put that there. Oh, trying to hit the hearts, it won't let you. All right, so for this one, we're going to take, might just take part of the stick that I just took off of there. This is styrofoam. I want to make sure skewer is a little thinner, so maybe I'll do that. And then we're going to put our egg right down in here, I think. And of course, they have one of the little dots right there on the... Let me see where I want to put it first. Yeah, we're going to put it in the just to the back of it. So these eggs are styrofoam. I'm going to poke a hole in it. There we go. Get it started. All right, now I want to put some glue on that to hold that in, because I do not want it coming off. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'm just going to poke a hole in it and right behind the bow. Oh, that went flying. Put a wire on it and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to put some glue on the stick. And then we're going to go right down in here in between and glue that. Glue adheres really well to the mesh. Hopefully it doesn't drip through. All right, now let's put some carrots in. Look at these carrots. Aren't these cute? So if they are messed up or you don't like the curl in them, you can just take a little dowel or something, wrap it around there. My dowel's probably too big, but you could use, probably use your finger. So I want these there. I want them going in different directions. I don't want them all clumped together. I want it to look rounded, not like it's dented. Let's see, we'll put a carrot here. So you want to be careful when you put your stuff in, because you got to remember shipping. It's got to fit in your box. So keep that in mind when you're putting your attachments on, that is this going to fit in my box? I'm always paying attention to that. Well, I won't say always. I try my hardest to pay attention to that. But something like this can be bent if it, if it's too big for your box. It can be bent without damaging it, and then they can just pull it back out. Let's go on this side. Seems like there's a better spot right there. All right, we're going to put that one in there. Push that in and give it a little twist. That way it adheres to the mesh and everything. So see, you don't really need a sign with this one. There's plenty to put on here that I think a sign would just be too much. Oops, fold this ribbon out. Thank you. So there's one. We're going to put another one over here by him. And see, this one, these two are curled, but this one isn't. So we can curl it around our finger. And then just pull it out. And again, we don't need that long of a stem on it. I think he needs one over here by him. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate you spending your Friday with me. Again, if you're new to my page, make sure you give it a like and a follow. Come hang out with us again on Wednesday. I'm here on Wednesdays and Fridays. And if you want to get my email alerts, just type in the word email and I will shoot you the link after this live is over. All right, let's put another one over here by our bow. So should we do the bow or should we do, yeah, let's do it over here. I'm going to put one right here. Let me check first and see if that's where I want it to go. Hold this up. Yep, I think I'm going to put it there. So again, we'll cut this down. So yeah, on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and Fridays at 2:30 Eastern. And we don't usually take this long. Go. But I am working a little slower in the last couple of weeks, but it'll speed back up soon. I've noticed today I'm having a better time with the strength than I did on Wednesday, that's for sure. No, black and white is like perfect. And it's a neutral, so it can go with anybody's decor. Get those ribbons turned in the right direction. I don't know why they're twisted. So these little things here, if they stick out too much, what I could do is just take and curl them down smaller so they're not sticking so far out to where they wouldn't fit in my box. But I'm always aware of how big things are and how much they stick out. I try not to let things stick out way past the wreath itself. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in my box. So I don't want to do that because that just increases the shipping cost the bigger the box. So we don't want to do that. And then what I'll do is I'll find a smaller egg. I'm sure I have one somewhere. And maybe put that in the center of my bow. I like to decorate my bow up with either something in the center of it or an extra, the center loop. And since I didn't put a center loop in it, I want to put something in there. All right, so now we got these little curly cues and then we're done. I do have another egg. If I think it needs it later, I'll add that in. But right now, I don't think it needs it. I could be wrong. Once I hang it up, I'll double check it. Because that's where you see where your design needs to be changed in that. At least for me. And my glue gun holder is from Susie's Wreaths and Things. I have an affiliate link in the description there if anyone is interested in that. She does the mesh rollers and the glue gun holders. I was gifted this one at Christmas by my sweet friend Susan. It was my Christmas present from her. I love it because before I didn't have one. I was just using my silicone mat. All right, I want to put one of those curly cues up here behind the bow. Let's see, I want to make sure it's going to sit right. Yeah, we can put that in there. Don't need my hair in there with it. So again, the bunny came from Cece. She's on here. Her link is in the pinned post or pinned comment. It's CB's Wreaths and Decors. Check out her page. She does signs. She does embellishments. She's like Kathy. She does it all. These guys are so talented. I don't have it in me to do all that stuff, so we let the experts do it. All right, now I want to put one of those curly cues over here. And I'm going to hold this up for you guys here in just a second. Oh, that's going to be hard. Okay, that'll work. So we got the carrot over here, and we're going to put this one over here. Ooh, get that on there. So I like supporting my fellow wreathers. one's right there. I should have moved it over. Oh well, that's all right. It'll be fine. And we're going to put another one. Yeah, that one's too close. All right, we're taking that one out. You get that glue out of there. That was too close to this one. Whoops. Sorry. All right, let me hold this up and see where I need that other one to go. Isn't that cute? Look at that. No, we're going to put it on this side, I think. All right, so it still had some glue on it, so we're just going to hit that with a dab of glue, and that'll keep that in there. And these bend as well. So again, if they're too high for your box, you'll be able to scrunch them down, put a little note in with your customer, and tell them, you know, that for shipping purposes, those have been condensed. Just pull them out, and they'll go right back to shape. No problems at all. And that keeps them from getting damaged or being all wonky when they get them, because nobody wants to get them when they're all wonky. If you put a note in telling them, you know, that you to go ahead and just pull them out, that, you know, that's a little better than them having to fix them just because we didn't take the time to put them in correctly. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Glue strings, glue strings, glue strings. And if y'all didn't see my Wednesday live, I did a top hat that Kathy made. If y'all remember, Kathy filled in for me when I had my surgery, and she showed us how to make those top hats. And I got one of her top hats, and I used it on my live on Wednesday for my centerpiece, which I'm still working on. I haven't found a tray yet, but then I haven't been anywhere to look, really. But I'm looking for something to put on the base. I'm sorry. Thank you, Beverly, for joining me. I appreciate it. I know I'm taking a long time, guys. I am really sorry. I don't normally take this long. All right, we've got one more, and then we'll be done. All right, so this one I'm going to do right up here. Oh, don't put your finger in the glue either. Doggone it, that hurt. Oh, put my finger right in that glue. All right, I want this one going inward here because all the other ones are coming out. So I want that one to go in. And then we'll scrunch it down. I might put that other egg up behind his head too, because it's kind of empty right there. So see that? So I think he needs something right here behind his head. So I might put that other egg there, and then just dovetail my tails, and we'll be done with that. So all right, and then I'll go back and I will cut down my pipe cleaners because we don't need that excess on there. I also have these little beads, or not beads, styrofoam balls. I don't know if you've ever seen these at Hobby Lobby. I've got them in black and white. So you could always take these and put them on the ends of your pipe cleaners, and that decorates them up a little bit too. So you don't have to technically cut them all down. The glue gun holder came from Susie's Wreaths and Things. She is in the description. Her link is in the description. So thank you all so much for joining me today. Welcome all of our newbies. I appreciate you being here. I hope you liked and followed our page. If not, give us a heart or a thumbs up, and we'll send you an invite to come and see us again. Also, if you want to get on my email list, please put in the words email in the comments, and I will shoot that link to you after the live. And if you want my supply list, do the same thing. Put the word supply in the comments, and I will shoot that link to you too. I put them in Messenger because Facebook doesn't like us sending a lot of links. They think we're spam. That's why you have to ask me for those, and then I send them to you. So thank you all so much for joining me today and spending your Friday with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Do something fun. And I will see you all back on Wednesday evening. Okay? So be kind to one another, and I will see you all again on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on my page. Have a great day, guys. Bye.